World War II special issue coins are fun. That steel cent of 1943. Then we have the silver nickels from 42 to 45. But we all forget that the Treasury Department also made special paper silver certificates for the fields of war, i.e. the Pacific and the European theaters. That way, if there was an overrun, they could pull back the currency and make it no longer valid, etc. Well, the Hawaii currencies are one of the more popular. And they issued 4 different denominations: the 1, the 5, the 10, and the largest being the $20 bill. The 20 is the one you don't find. And this is the first time we've had it available in over 5 years. So let's enjoy this one. So when the war breaks out, right, that day in December 1941, and now we're in. From preparing for war on all different fronts, the Treasury also is preparing for war, because at that time, with the fleet decimated in Pearl Harbor, would Hawaii hold? Was a concern, right? And from Hawaii, it's all the way to the West Coast. So the U.S. Treasury made special notes, and they're known as the Hawaii notes by obvious. They wrote the word Hawaii on them, on the sides, on the obverse, right across the middle on the back, but they changed the silver certificate blue to brown. So that way there's a bunch of visuals on this. They were only used on the Hawaiian Islands and the Pacific Theater. Now, by nature, the 1, the 5, and the 10 were the notes that were most commonly used by the average individual. Again, this was back in the 1940s. So a $20 bill, even though relevant today, back then was a lot. So they made fewer 20s than any of the others. Now, as a sidebar on this, in the European theater, they called them North African notes. They made 3 denominations, a 1, a 5, and a 10. So the only World War II 20 was the Hawaiian series, the Hawaii note you're looking at right now. Now, as you can tell by looking at these notes, they're all great looking circulated notes. Most of the ones you see are heavily creased. People folded them up and put them in their pockets. Wallets weren't as common back in the 1940s as they maybe are today, or money clips are today. So everybody carried their money, their currency differently. When you can find them with very limited folds, very light folds, full colorization, full corners, no pinholes, no writing, it's just something fun. And then when you add the next step, which is it's the only $20 bill made during World War II. All the others were 1, 5s, and 10s, the other 2, both theaters. But to get a scope of how special these are, and the other night we had a $1 note on, and it sold out almost instantly. We all love just the story and everything that goes with it, right? If you look at the number of notes made, the curve is pretty big. They made mostly 1s and 5s. They made some 10s and they made some 20s. But when the war was over, what happened? They never made it to the mainland. They were not supposed to be taken to the mainland. I've talked to a few vets over the years and a couple that served in the Pacific Theater, and they were told they had to change in their notes on their journey back to the States. And then these were destroyed by the Treasury Department. Now, many people did not do that, and I'm guessing maybe it was a wink, wink. I want to keep these as a souvenir, etc., which was, I guess, based upon who it was you were going through the line with. Maybe they allowed it or didn't. But the official story was that they were all confiscated prior to the soldiers' return to the mainland. So finding any of them today is slim and nil. So what we do as just a barometer is look at the guidebooks and they tell you how many they made. Very difficult to see what is known. But the nice thing about it is PMG, NGC Certification Service for Currency, who's been out there for the last couple of decades, just like the coins, chronicles everything. So if they see a note, no matter what the grade, they reference what it is. which means if they see 2 notes, now it's 2. They get 2 more in, now it's 4. If you look at the flow of notes over the last 20 years, here are the numbers. They have seen 12,900 $1 Hawaiis. They have seen 3,900 5s. They have seen 5,400 10s. And just falling into pattern based upon our earlier part of the conversation, in total, the number of $20 Hawaii notes, all grades they have seen, is 2,200. Which again explains. If it was in the purser's office, they stayed there, were sent back to the mainlands, and destroyed. We did find one of our competition with this beautiful Hawaii note. Now, they didn't look this nice, but they were circulated 20s. Again, the note you never find. And they were at $399.95. Not a horrible price. Ours, on the other hand, are, well, almost half the price and way better quality. And again, we're just very selective. And the difference is $50 or $60. So if you look at a note that's $150, $170, it's like, well, it's not horrible. But when the jump to a really nice note, prior to uncirculated, which is very expensive, there's only a little bit, you go to the middle grade note, right? You take those XFAU type notes like you're seeing here on your screen. Guys, give me a 30-second clock, please. Do I have any ones left? The one uncirculated sold out. I might have 1 or 2 $1 circulated, similar to this. I want to say they're $79, $89. You'll find it on our website. The 5s and 10s, I'm not sure. All of the, what we call the bigger denomination, the 5, 10s, and 20s, never stay in stock. And it's because those are the notes that were, well, the ones less used, less frequent, and turned in. So tonight, let's just have some fun absorbing 1 more minute or 1 more second here on this beautiful note. The only World War II 20 in either theater of war is the $20 Hawaii. This is it tonight. And look at that quality and look at that crazy low price. Told you, this is going to be a fun one.